I did a little test yesterday. When I came home from, I actually did 2 customers yesterday. I went out on Sunday and I did the demo, sold the lady the rainbow. Then I went to another customer and it turns out they already had a rainbow. But I ended up doing the demo of the shampooer and I sold her the shampoo. But when I got home, because I was talking about the second speed on the rainbow. You know, we run on low speed for air purifier lighting, but I'm liking to use the second speed. You know, so what I did was I put this machine in the kitchen and I put a double shot of eucalyptus in it and I pointed the blower down the hallway. And I wanted to test to see how long it would take on second gear for the eucalyptus to come all throughout the house. So the kitchen is a pretty big house and the kitchen is way over there, so I went all the way down the hallway. And I'm going to tell you what, I walked down, by the time I got down to the end of the hallway, I could already smell the eucalyptus coming down the hall. Then I went upstairs and I could already smell the eucalyptus going all the way down the hall and all the way up into the big high, it's got the open ceiling, and up into the upstairs, and that eucalyptus filled up that whole house in just a couple of minutes on second gear. And you know what I was thinking to myself? It's a pretty good machine. Pretty good machine, I'm selling. So this second gear is really great because the Black Diamond Rainbow had a low gear, it had like a low, and then a really high. I like the 2 gears in between because that second gear works real good on air purification, and then the third gear also has a couple of other very important functions. What do you use the third gear for?
Ionizing, cleaning the house, ionize.
So when you're going to go ahead and do your regular cleaning, we're usually always going to run it on we're going to run it on full power, right? Yeah. And Annie, this is the other one that people love, this part right here, because you don't have to squeeze the hose, you just go like this, and it automatically just sucks right in. Magnetic, locks right in, and to remove you just push down, and so it's so much easier. I said, so when you go ahead and you use the machine on the full power to clean, you know, that's the one that's going to get the most dirt. But if you're going to go ahead and maybe you're going to take this off right here and you're going to put a brush on and do some drapes, you can turn it down to third gear. Or if you're going to use the machine.
Or for the dog.
For the dog.
For the dog. We lower that.
For the what?
For lower power. For the pets.
Because they're scared.
Yeah, so this is your dog brush.
Yeah.
So what if you have a big dog, like a Saint Bernard or a big old giant dog, you put it on high speed because that big dog has a lot more dander. Now if you have like a medium dog, like a Cocker Spaniel, you turn it down to second gear.
Second.
Now third gear. If you got like a little smaller dog, if you got like a little Chihuahua, then you put it on second speed. And if you're going to clean your hamster, just kidding, or maybe your cat, then you can put it down on the first gear. But I think usually second gear is good for the little dogs. You use second gear?
Yes.
For your dog?
But I did, and my one customer, Scott in Fort, they run. They're like shaking, run. And then I did third, it's still scared, but if I do second, it's okay. Just sit down and hold. The owner will always hold it.
Well,
yeah, number 2.
By the way, does everybody know why dogs are afraid of vacuum cleaners? A lot of people think it's because of the sound. They hear the sound and it scares them and they run. But actually, the reason why dogs avoid vacuums is because the smell. Because, you know, animals have a sense of smell like 100 times more than you. You know, the dog can smell something that we can't smell. So when the vacuum comes on, if you can smell your vacuum, you know how vacuum smells? It's huele mal, right? Smells bad. The germs and bacteria coming out of that vacuum makes you feel bad. Imagine what that smells like to a dog. To a dog, that probably smells like, you know, a skunk right up in your face. And so the dogs don't like the smell of a vacuum. So eventually, they get used to the rainbow because the sound of the rainbow doesn't connect with the smell of the vacuum, and so animals like the smell of the rainbow, and but not the vacuum. So, you know, you've got this new power nozzle, and Annie, the other thing I love about this new power nozzle is it's got the big old rubber tires and the big mag wheels. It's got the stainless steel brush on the bottom. Really nice. So I love this tool right here. This new power nozzle. In fact, I've had a couple of customers who have the other rainbow, have the black rainbow, the one before this, and it's still new. And they didn't want to trade it in and buy a new one because they just bought it a couple years ago, and it's still perfectly good. But they like this new power nozzle, so you can plug that power nozzle into an older rainbow. Do you know that?
Yes.
I can plug an SRX power nozzle into a black diamond rainbow. And I sold a few of those power nozzles to customers that have the black diamond rainbow. But it's got the lights, it's got the power steering, and really great. Now, the other feature that I really like about this new machine is the tool caddy, the tray that holds all the tools. It's really so convenient. You got the dog brush, and then one of my favorite tools that I've always wanted them to offer, and they finally did. After all my years of rainbow picking, they finally put it in, which is the extractor. This extractor tool is amazing. And what this extractor does is if you know, you have a spill or something like that. So what I like to do is I like to show my customers. I'm going to use this again. Well, here, you're going to like this one too, Annie. When you take off when you open up your rainbow, instead of opening the latches and lifting up the machine, you squeeze the button and hydraulic lifts it up and it glides right out.
That's where the
So I'm going to go ahead and use this right here. So now let's say, for example, you got a spill on your carpet, and somebody spills like a cup of coffee, or a kid spills their juice or something on the carpet. Well, the nice thing about this right here is I can pop this out like so, and I can just go ahead and suck that spill right up. Now, people have asked me, say, well, what happens if my cat goes pee-pee in the carpet? Can I suck that up? I said, well, you can suck anything you want in your rainbow. If you want to suck the pee-pee de gato, then you can suck it up in the machine, but then you got that inside your hose. So then, what you want to do is give your rainbow a drink, and what you can do right here, and you guys can see this right here, that's going to clean my tool. It's going to clean my hose. So I can... That sounds pretty cool. Okay. So now my hose is nice and clean. And then what I can do is I can let the rainbow run for about 2 minutes or 3 or 4 minutes or whatever, and that's going to dry out the inside of the hose. So now my machine can suck up the dust and dirt, can suck up the water, can purify the air. You got all your tools and attachments. All this stuff is included with your rainbow. However, we also have some optional accessories. And the optional accessories that we have, including the Aquamate. So when we do our demonstration, Caddy, the way that we display the rainbow now is we put everything that's included over here, and we put the optional attachments over here. And we explain to the customer that this is what we're going to leave with you here today in your home. After you finish your first 6 demonstrations, we're going to come back and deliver the Aquamate and the Rain Jet. These are the optional attachments. You get those when you finish your first 6 demos. When you do 6 demos, you get those right there. Now, you always want to demonstrate, you know, if you have a little spill, you can use this one right here. But if you want to clean your whole carpet, or clean the whole bedroom, or clean the hallway or whatever, then you want to use the Aquamate. And the nice thing about the Aquamate is that you can put your extensions so you can have it for Dad, but then also you can have Junior, you can have a little shorter, so Junior can also shampoo the car. What's that? All right, but anyway, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to shampoo the spot, and we're going to do a little spot like about 3-4 feet square. You don't want to do a little spot this big, you want to do a pretty big spot about this big, right? You want a bigger spot, you want a big square. The reason you want a big square is because you want to have a good impact on your demo. If you just do a little spot, that doesn't have the same visual effect. And if the customer can see that I did a spot that big and it only took me 30 seconds, how much more do you think your whole room, you can do the whole room in 15 or 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you can clean your whole living room or your whole house or whatever. So, the optional gifts over here, this is what you get to keep right there. Now there's something else, Annie, that we have to do when we do our demonstration. As you know, we use the filters, and I don't have the filters here right now, but what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to set up on our display, we're going to set up our cardboard box here, and we're going to put all the filters on top of the box. The reason you put them on top of the box,
Filter is the cloth.
So that way you can take a picture, see the results.
you can take a picture, you can see the results. Okay, what's another reason that we put the filters on top of the box?
The comparison for the dry vacuum and the wet vacuum.
Right, we're showing what we're going to be able to get with the rainbow, with the air, and we have them all. But grab me one of those empty cardboard boxes, just the outer card. There's a reason why we put them on top of the box, as opposed to just on the floor.
You can see better in the higher.
Well, the box, the outer box of the rainbow.
Yeah.
Just any, yeah, that box is fine right
The
there.
brown one.
The brown box. Yeah.
The big one.
Anyone, that's fine. That's fine. Excuse me.
For that,
Yeah.
Just to show
Okay. No, the card for the rainbow.
Do you want it in
The
higher
cardboard
brown?
box.
the whole thing.
Okay, kasi gamitin me. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that one right there.
There's something inside.
Okay, well just give me that box right there, just so I can show the difference. Okay, that's fine. That's just for show. It's just for show.
Just get
Rocky
the,
wala kasi dito si Raquel.
Sir.
Okay,
Raquel is not here. That's
it's the same size. All right. So the reason we're going to put it sideways like this, down low, not the color box, but the brown box.
yeah.
Oh, the bigger one.
The brown box. Okay? The reason why you put the brown box and you put it down low and you put all your filters and you're going to say, now folks, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and clean this area 10 times. And we're going to see what happens when we go over this area 10 times. Now before we do that, we're going to use your vacuum. We're going to take the Dirt Devil or the Hoover or the Dyson, and what we're going to do is we're going to do this area really, really good. But I want you to do it 50 times. And so they take the Dyson and they go 1, 2, 3, 4, and they do 50 times. So really clean it good. I'm sure you're going to agree, Vicki, that that is really clean. I mean, that's as clean as you're going to get with the Dyson. Right? You don't normally do 50 times, right? How many times normally? When you clean your house regular with your vacuum, Mrs. Customer.
probably
Like one time, right?
One
Yeah, so they go one time. We just did 50 times. More than you would ever imagine cleaning. Now we're going to take the rainbow and we're going to go over that same spot just one time, just a little bit right over the spot. And now we're going to take our first filter out and we're going to show, I don't have my visualizer here, but I'm going to go ahead and show my first filter. Now there's going to be a lot of dirt on that first filter. As you can see, even after 50 times with the Dirt Devil, we were able to get we were able to get this much dirt. So just to kind of give you an idea, we're going to go over that same spot again, and the second time, let's see what happens. Now, what I'm going to do is, Mrs. Customer, I'm going to ask you to hold the light, and I'll let the customer hold the light right over the visualizer so they can see the dust coming in the visualizer. Okay? Now, obviously, we're in a rainbow office, so it's not like a house. Okay. So now, okay, that's okay, guys. We're good. We're good. That's okay. We're good. So that's the second time. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to do the third time, and this is what comes back out into the air. And there's the second time, and there's the third time, and then we did it 4 times, and then we did it 5. So right now, every time we clean, as you're going to see, it's getting less and less dirt. So in the beginning, it's really dirty, but by the time we're done over here at the end, this is before we started using the rainbow. This is after we've been using the rainbow. Can you see the progression, the improvement? See how it's getting better? So what's happening with the rainbow is the rainbow's getting down to the source of the problem. It's eliminating the dirt for once and for all. Now, if you keep on vacuuming with a dirt devil, are you ever going to be able to get rid of that dirt?
No.
So if you want to get rid of that dirt, what machine are you going to have to get?
Rainbow.
So let me do a couple more samples and I'm going to fill it up. So now I'm going to put my filters, my 30 filters, on top of this box. Back to the question, why do we put the filters on top of the box? Have you guys ever had it happen before where you put the filters out there and the customer goes, oh my gosh, let me get that out, I'm going to throw that in the garbage. And the customer wants to throw away. Why does the customer want to throw away your dirt samples?
They said it's embarrassing.
They don't like to see their dirt,
That's what I
right?
have.
It makes them feel uncomfortable. This makes you feel uncomfortable when you see your dirt. And so if they put it in the garbage, it's called
Nobody knows.
out of sight, out of mind. If you don't see it, then you don't have to think about it. So, guys, I do want my customer to feel uncomfortable. Because if they feel uncomfortable with the dirt, they're going to be more likely to. No, I'm not going to try to embarrass them. I'm not going to insult the people. I'm going to say, look at your house. You're filthy. You have a very filthy house. Did you know? So I'm not going to make the people feel bad. I'm going to say, now, please don't feel bad. I'm not here to pick on your house. I'm very humble about it, right? This is not to pick on you. Everybody has the same problem. Well, let me ask you a question. What would you like to do? Continue living with this condition and continue to breathe all these particles and stuff like that? Or would you rather get it out of your house and eliminate it for once and for all? What would you rather do? Yeah. Now, what do you think is going to be a better way to eliminate this dirt? Is it going to be continuing to use a dry filter or a bag machine? Or would it be better if we trapped it all in the water and got it out? What would be better? The bag or the water?
The water.
Yeah. So what am I doing when I'm asking these questions? What am I doing?
Trying to
You're trying to
talk to.
get their, convincing.
What I'm doing when I'm asking the questions is I'm getting them to convince themselves. So instead of me saying, you need the rainbow, you need to use the water, you need to get rid of this dirt, I'm asking them, what do you think you should do? Do you think you should continue or do you think you ought to get rid of it? What do you think would be, it's a better way, use the rainbow is better. Well, of course I'm going to say that. Let me ask you a question, Mrs. Customer. What do you think would be a better way to get rid of your dirt? Would it be better to use a dry filter that's clogging up and it's leaking and polluting? Or would it be better if you just trapped it in the water and dumped it down the drain out of your house, out of your life? What would be better, you think? The water's a lot better, isn't it? So we put them right there so the customer won't touch it. Right? This is kind of still my property, right? So I'm going to put the dirt right there, and then when I'm done, I've got my Aquaman and my Rain Jet there. My filters are on top of the box. Also, it's better on top of the box because when it's time to pick it up and clean it up, it's really easy because then I can just go like this, and I've got them all. I don't have to go through and pick them up off the floor. I got the whole thing right there. I can just dump it down, dump it in the trash. So it's easier to clean. But it looks better. So there's my display. And you can look here. This is the rainbow, and this is what they're going to keep. this is what they're going to eliminate from their home, and this is what they're going to get after what?
After 6.
After they finish their first 6 demos. That's how the book and ride program works. And of course, we all know
That's the
book and
program.
ride, 12
That's the program.
12 demos in 180 days. What are they going to get? They're going to get $1,600. And then, as long as at least 2 people keep the machine, they're going to get $1,600. And then, if they do the first 6 within 45 days, then they're going to get the other $1,600 for a total of $3,200. So basically,
That's
what's
the
going
new
to
price,
happen?
Scott, excuse me, because their price was old, they might be confused, so come it's still
Who?
3,200.
Yeah, ours are like
Them.
3,000. Yeah. But you know we jumped up then, right?
That's the new
Okay.
It went
So
up.
the new
It went
price
up.
effective today.
Yeah, it went
Yeah.
up.
So
Okay.
so we had a special for the year end.
Yeah.
That made the price lower. The price of the rainbow is $31.95 on sale, but we made it lower, $29.95 for the holiday special. And it was the holidays. We instead of $31.95, we were giving it for $29.95. But then right after the holidays comes coronavirus, and so what we decided to do is to leave that $29.95 until, things kind of cleared up a little bit. Right now, the market is open, the sales are up, everything's booming. People are making things, the sales are skyrocketing. So now we are delayed. So you guys got lucky, you guys got in a little gap. But it doesn't really matter because you got the machine for anyway. So whether it's $29.95 or $31.95, either way, it's what?
zero.
Free. Because you get your money back. I will tell you that all the offices all around are $31.95, except there's a couple places down south that it's $34.95. But it doesn't matter because they're getting it for free, right? So also when you do your first 6 demos, if you do your first 6 demos, you're going to get your free Aquamate, Rain Jet, and we got a couple of little changes with our new thing there. And then when you get your 12 demos, you get your $3,200. You got that, Annie?
With
When
sale.
you finish your first 6, demos, you get your attachments. And then when you finish the rest of your demos, you get the money. Now it's really important that when we're out there explaining the program, that we don't let the people think that when I finish my first 6 demos, I get half of my money. No. There's no money until you finish all 12 of your demos. Now it says here that we have to have a minimum of 2 sales, or we don't even call it sales anymore. You know what? We used to call this business sales business. It's not really sales anymore. Lonnie, what do we say? 2 people what?
Keep the rainbow. Keep the rainbow.
Keep. So what's easier to do? To buy something or keep something? It's easier to keep. So we make it sound nicer. It's softer. Hey, you guys can keep the rainbow. And then, do your 12 demos, and then we're going to pay off your machine for you. We'll give you back your money and recover your investment on the machine. So the first 12 demos in 180 days, as long as at least 2 people keep the machine, you're going to get $1,600. Now, if you do your first 6 in 45 days, then you're going to get the other half, so you can recover all of the investment on the machine.
Excuse Scott, we have I think I have 2 customers that somebody did sold that one, and I do the RC, and then their understanding was once you get the 6 demos in 45 days and I have 2 sales, I'll get the $1,500. You go, no. So I'll try to explain to them like, I said, I think you just misinterpret, because we have the same explanation of the program, because they are really, they are like kind of upset because